You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fulton. This is What Do You Got?
What do you got? On What Do You Got? Explain what we do, Tim.
On What Do You Got, we each bring a random topic for the other person that they do not know about. Wow, I am having trouble speaking today. And we discuss it for a little bit. I went earlier. This is Andy's turn, so we're going to be discussing the Olympics. Ooh, this is a little bit early.
Yeah. Nothing specific about the Olympics, but a couple things. Is there any tournaments or sports in the Olympics that you think are dumb?
That I think are, there's plenty that's dumb.
And do you think that there should be any of them in there that aren't in there? And then, tres cuestiones is, do you think it's bullshit and a loophole that professional athletes are not allowed to compete in the Olympics?
I didn't know that last part. I didn't know that professional athletes are not allowed to compete.
It's amateur. But for some reason, NBA players can play.
There's like a whole thing with that, though.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that was about. I just remember the Dream Team.
Yeah.
Where they were like, terrible. Guess what, rest of the world? You're not fucking beating America in basketball ever.
We put a hard stop on that.
We got Michael Jordan and every other player from the 90s because it was Dream Team. Yeah, so
we got the cast of Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Put money up in this joint.
Yeah. So off the bat, let's go with sports that are silly.
Silly. I mean, there are so many silly ones, but those are some of the most fun ones to watch.
First one that comes up to my mind.
Curling.
Yep.
I love a good curling match.
I call it slidey rock. Just broom slide rock.
Forget who said it. It's competitive sweeping.
It's competitive sweeping with like tea kettle gliding.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
It's shuffleboard.
Yes, but with giant stones.
But it's still shuffleboard.
It's silly to me how, like, you know how, like I understand, like, football. Like, I understand football.
Yeah.
You get to fucking hit people, competitive team sport and all that stuff. And you're like, when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, I get to run. I get to do all this stuff. Fighting, everyone launched, no matter what. If people are playing a pickup game of football in the fucking parking lot, maybe some people watch. Someone's getting into a fight in a parking lot. Everyone's stopping and watching the fucking fight, okay? I get it. I don't get curling. What draws someone to curling?
I don't know what it is.
As a kid.
I do. There was a photo up a while ago of like the elastic Olympic curling champions, and someone was just like, those dudes look like a bunch of dads and they need an excuse to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And things got out of hand.
Yeah.
They are not athletes.
Well,
I'm sure that they are, but they're
they're
not.
athletes, but it's like, how much athletic ability do you have to curl? I feel like some sports require different things besides athletics. Like judging speed.
Yeah.
And calculating, drop for like, what are the fucking, was it Belgian cross-country skiing where they gotta like shoot shit?
That's awesome though.
Yeah, but
You're
what I'm
skiing
saying
with
is,
a gun on your back.
what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, I get it. It's like, those are the best athletes that play that sport.
Yeah.
Are they the best athletes?
Well, now you're asking different.
We're going to teach
criteria.
LeBron James how to curl. Probably going to be pretty good at curling.
I know a guy who started getting into curling. There are places you can go. We live in the Northeast, so like if something happens, we have it here,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like
You
this
can find
probably
anything.
isn't going to be the same as the rest of the country.
Yeah.
But there are places you can go around here to train in curling. People,
Okay.
People.
Like,
do
if you like doing, like, to me, it's like bowling without the pins. You just got to get the ball to stop somewhere at the end. It's
Well, I mean,
weird.
if we want to go down that list, what about like professional gamers and stuff like that?
That's different.
Is it? Is it though?
Yeah, because it's cooler.
That's subjective.
I think most people would agree that if you're pretending to be a guy killing monsters and dragons versus
have you
sliding a rock
You're the little.
with a broom.
You're a little brother. I
Yeah.
say that relatively speaking, little, but
Once upon a time, I was a little brother.
haven't you ever sat there while your brother played a video game and you're just like, come on, let me fucking go. I want to do this, not watch you.
Yeah.
It's how many people get enjoyment out of, I mean, there's an entire Twitch TV, so
apparently a lot, Tim,
clearly
because we are streaming off of a platform that was specifically designed for people to watch other people play video games. Right. They didn't make this for fucking curling, okay?
Dude, we found our market.
We're just imploded it on itself.
And I realized it halfway through. I was speaking it too.
I've been blinking Morse code.
How many people?
Abort.
How many people? All right. So apparently enough, but I don't get it. Is the short of it? I don't get it.
Okay, so there's that. Not that it shouldn't be in there, but the way I look at it is, okay, if curling's got to be in there, why aren't other sports in there?
I think more sports are in there than it's gotten out of control, the amount of sports that are in there.
Yeah, but they won't, like, for a long time they were like, oh, well, they were thinking about taking wrestling out.
All right, let's discuss.
I was offended.
Let's discuss that.
I was offended.
Why?
Because nobody watches it.
But it's never on.
Because nobody watches it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sick circle, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. They're like, oh, well, we're going to put the bobsled team because this is exciting and everything like that. But also, too, a lot of the rule changes that they make are not necessarily for like the sport. It's to make it more exciting.
Yeah.
Right? It's to make the sport quicker, more enjoyable. Part of the problem I have with wrestling is that there's a lot I don't know all the rules for all the different styles of wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle.
That's fair.
I don't know all the rules. I don't know the point system.
That's fair.
But they don't do a good job explaining it.
Yeah, I can agree to that. And you know what? It's not quite the same as like MMA and the UFC where like, all right, not everyone knows all the rules to MMA and the UFC. Okay. But if you start watching, you can still dictate who's winning. For the most part. Why do you look angry no matter what I say?
Sometimes.
But let me just finish my thought.
Yeah.
But in wrestling, it's much, much harder because a guy can choose to start on the ground. That'll be better for him. From an outsider's point of view, oh, he's down on all fours. He must be losing the match. Not necessarily true. So I see what you're saying there, but it doesn't take away from the excitement of it.
No,
you see two wrestlers going at it. It's still an exciting thing.
That's true, but since you've been watching MMA, you enjoy it more now that you know more about what's going on.
I would say that's true.
Because part of the reason why most people stop watching MMA is because they start getting into a string of fights that are all grappling. And they're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I don't know what's going on here. But if you bring your grandma to your wrestling match, I guarantee she's screaming in the stands because it's exciting when you're there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But part of the problem with wrestling is, like, most people that I talk to who are casual fans or were casual fans early in the mid-2000s to late 2000s, they said the only reason I kept watching MMA was because of Joe Rogan, because he was such a good commentator at explaining what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, he explained to people who didn't know what was going on. A lot of commentators fall into the habit of talking only to the in audience, the one that knows what's going on. They don't need you to explain it. So you're using terminology and explaining things to them the way that you would explain to another expert.
Michael Bisping does a good job of that. He does a good job of dumbing things down.
Yeah.
No Knock Warren has a good point that high level wrestling can be a little bit slow because you're watching people who know how to counter each other. So you're just watching two people cancel each other out constantly.
That's true.
That happens in MMA. What fight did we just watch that it was the same thing? The boring fight.
Darren Till and Kelvin Gastelum?
No. 2 weekends ago.
Oh, you're talking about Blachowicz versus Jacare.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I don't. A lot of times those are exciting to me, like Stephen Thompson versus.
But they're exciting to you because you know what's going on. You know the level of.
That's what it is.
Expertise that's happening there. For an outside perspective, people are just saying like, "Oh, this is a boring fight."
But if you
get it.
But if you had somebody explain to you, like when Stephen Thompson fought Tyron Woodley.
Okay.
not a lot happened. There was a couple of big moments, but for the most part, the fight was not exciting. But if you knew who those guys were and what they were bringing into that fight, you're like, holy fuck, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
But the commentators have to tell you that story. They don't have to tell that story to the hardcore fans of wrestling or the hardcore fans of the sport. They have to tell that story to mom and pop who are just tuning in.
Yeah.
So they have to tell you, like, the reason why these guys aren't doing anything is because the consequences of them getting caught are so extreme. They have to be they can't make a mistake. And it's the same thing with high-level wrestling.
Yeah,
they're
100%.
They're trying to figure everything out. But a lot of the rule changes are due to the fact that it is slowing down and stuff like that. But again, I think they need to get guys that are excited about it when they're commentating, but they also need to have like a breakdown. Like they should do a thing before every day or twice a day where they say, all right, the basic rules. Like they do that for the UFC in the very beginning. They say basic rules of the octagon.
They should
3
do that
5-minute
before
rounds.
every segment.
Yeah.
Like if wrestling is the next thing that's gonna pop up, it's been a while. When were the last Olympics? What year are we in?
I don't
2020.
even know.
2020 will be the next one, right? So it's gonna be next year. When they do these things, I forget. It's like they do a block at a time, right? So it's gonna be wrestling for a little while.
They do like it's weird. I don't know how they do the.
I think it's sport by sport. Actually, they keep flipping back and forth.
Yeah,
I forget. But they right before it happens, they should bring up a quick breakdown of how the sport works, right?
Yeah. Well, they should have it where if a guy does something and they say, "Oh yeah, he did this, it's 2 points because of this" during the downtime. Like, okay, if a guy picks up somebody up in a fireman's carry or gets him in a north-south carry and he lifts him off the mat and slams him, it's 5 points. But if we don't know that, we don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just like Greco-Roman wrestling. There's no leg attacks.
Yeah.
It's all upper body.
Yeah.
So you got to know what's a point, what's not a point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a failure of the commentators. No knock agrees, but I think it's a failure of the commentators. I don't think it's a failure of the sport.
No, you can't blame the athletes.
Oh, no. I'm not saying the athletes. I'm saying the sport in general. People
okay.
who look at it and say, oh, wrestling's boring. It's not wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling is fucking exciting. It's the commentators. It's the fact that no one really has a concrete, like you were saying, no one has a concrete idea. All right, we went a little bit on a tangent. What sport would you add?
I don't know if they have jiu-jitsu because I always get fucked up with the Olympics because I never know when anything's on. So I don't know when they're in there or not. I know they have judo. I don't know if they have the Brazilian jiu-jitsu. No, I don't. I was gonna say I don't think that they do.
Thanks, Jamie. Bring that up.
They definitely don't have MMA, but MMA is kind of weird because in boxing. But I think they took the headgear out of boxing in the Olympics. I don't think they wear headgear anymore.
That's weird.
No knock warrant. Do they wear headgear anymore?
Jamie, bring that up.
Jamie, bring that up.
That actually works because James.
Yeah. So. The rules in MMA would have to be because technically it is amateur.
Yeah. It's
so
amateur.
you're doing amateur rules. So and you're doing jiu-jitsu, and that's where it gets real crazy because if you're talking about amateur, it means you don't get paid.
Yeah. Which
means a lot of the guys that have already competed in jiu-jitsu are fucked.
Yeah, they're not. They wouldn't qualify for that.
No.
So who's left? But that's the exciting part, right?
Yeah, but how does that work? Amateur wrestling. Wrestlers get paid, but they don't get paid to wrestle. How does that work?
You're going to have a lot of guys who are coming just out of college.
Yeah, but some guys compete into like they're some guys like crazy motherfuckers.
For what? You have the NCAA, you have the college level, but other than the Olympics, what wrestling league are you seeing that...
They don't. They just wrestle to go into the Olympics and the ADACs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. So
there really is no... Wrestlers really don't get paid much at all, which is why it's a big switch to MMA.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. You have one of two options. You have MMA or you have the Olympics, really. Because once college is done, college is the last big wrestling set. It's not like football where you have all these football.
No. I see. I know what you're saying. What my question wasn't that. My question was what would they do that would take them out as an amateur? What would they get paid for as a wrestler that would make them not an amateur wrestler? Like
there's nothing.
But if you're a boxer
Yeah.
and you take a pro bout, you're not an amateur anymore.
There isn't
WWE.
WWE.
You smell?
Triple H, sorry, you are not allowed to compete.
Yeah.
No, but there is no wrestling equivalent of that
No.
that I'm aware of. Once college is done, you don't have a pure wrestling option other than Olympics.
No, that's why so many guys are going over to MMA.
Yeah.
But, which is sad. It's sad that wrestling doesn't have an avenue, but at the same time, the sport, I can see why it's not as big as, for the level of difficulty that it is, it should be more exciting. But for whatever reason, I kind of understand why it's not.
I challenge that. If you were to start watching some NCAA matches and start getting into it the same way that I spent the past 6-7 months getting into UFC.
No, I have.
You would be I mean like if you watched it every week and you were
well, I used to watch it when I would work. The guy we used to work with was a college wrestling coach.
Oh, really?
And we would watch the Olympics when they were on when I first started, but then we would watch the ADAC or ADACCs or whatever, and with what's his name, Snyder, Kyle Snyder, when he was coming up, and then I used to watch some of the other guys back in the day, but the problem is with that, it's not that it's not exciting, it's that there's only so many hours in the day, and between everybody else, between football, baseball, hockey, and MMA, where do you find time? Where do most people find time to add in another sport?
Well, step one, get rid of baseball.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen in America.
I know that's not going to happen, but my God, if we want to talk about boring, that has got to be the most boring sport on earth. You're like, oh, someone hit a ball? All right, well, we're going to wait another 5 minutes for something to happen.
Yeah. It's good to go to the game and hang out. It's the one game you don't have to pay attention to.
Yeah, that's true. It's like putting on a movie, you know what happens.
Yeah, it's almost like,
noise.
yeah, you see what I'm saying, though. It's almost like all those sports are like the big trees, and there's only a tiny bit of sunlight going through, and everyone's trying to pick up that sunlight and grow.
Yeah.
I don't think wrestling is going to be able to burst through that with all the other sports in there, because you got bare knuckle boxing, you got all these other competitors.
No, if it was going to happen, it would have happened way early in American history.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen anytime soon.
And to change the rules enough to make it exciting enough to put it and get it that mainstream, it almost like it's not even wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
Because jiu-jitsu, I think, is popular because you can finish. It's becoming way more popular because they started doing what's called submission only.
Okay.
Where they go no points. Either the match ends in a submission or it's a draw.
Oh.
And then if it's a draw, we go to sudden death, where you start in dominant position, I start in dominant position. Blah, 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 blah. But the reason I think that's more exciting is because there's other ways to finish it other than a decision of points. In wrestling, it's only points.
No, you can pin a person.
What I'm saying, though, is like...
But that's literally... you can literally pin a person. There is a finishing.
No, what I'm saying, though, is like how many... I mean, it's one way to win. There's one way to win other than points. You have to put this guy in this position. That's the only hold that you can put him in to get that position.
Yeah, but again, that there are so many different ways to get an effective pin.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, and I see that there's a little bit more versatility to jiu-jitsu and other forms of martial arts, but it's not as clear-cut as the way you're making it sound.
No.
I really wish
I'm saying it would speed up
because he's probably sitting on the edge of his seat going, "Come on!"
No, but if you take out the point system, I'm saying you speed up the game.
Yeah,
because
in wrestling there are guys who play to points as well.
A lot of them do nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. Because
well, if it's effective, then why? Why wouldn't you?
Because this is what I love about wrestling, but also what holds it back is that people that get into wrestling do not get in it for the money because there is no money.
Yeah.
So you're getting the purest of the pure people who want to compete.
You get the
that's what they care about.
Yeah.
But when you get the things that are to compete, you get the most effective. But the most effective are not always the most exciting.
True.
And that doesn't sell shit. It doesn't look good. It doesn't want to promote. So if you have to wrestle 5 times in a day, and you're like, all right, I'm going to try to win on points because I got to conserve my energy because I got to fucking wrestle 4 monsters after this guy if I win. But if you take out the fact that you can win on points, like jiu-jitsu did with the point system, and it's like I pin him or we go to sudden death.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're looking at it like, well, that's not wrestling. I'm talking about trying to make the sport more exciting to where people would want to watch it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Ass grab? Oh, Askren. It's like Ben Askren. It's ugly but effective. Knock Warren just said it's like Ben Askren. He wins by being a blanket. He's literally one of the best in the world, but not popular. It's ugly but effective.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, not technically a stalling tactic, but he's mastered basically how to kind of be a stall and how to play a dominant position in a way that is not exciting.
And the thing is that what made him popular, not his style, his mouth.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? So when you're looking at wrestlers in the Olympics, Kyle Snyder, a lot of people might know who he is. Nobody knows who anybody else is because they're not getting the mic and they're not allowed to be like, fuck this guy, like guys in the MMA can. So what do you have to base off your popularity? Your style. That's it.
Yeah.
So Ben Askren's a good example of an excellent wrestler with a very quote-unquote boring style that became very famous, but he became famous by things that had nothing to do with his fighting style. It was because of his mouth.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was never lost and he was always dominant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it bothers me that wrestling is not more popular. But if they don't, I don't think it's going to become popular out of nowhere unless they make certain changes to it.
I'm in the position where I think that ship has sailed. I think if it was going to be popular, I mean, there might be a chance that there's going to be some sort of trickle down from UFC and all that other stuff. And every year that the Olympics comes back, especially with them threatening to get rid of wrestling, I think that ironically might have a counterintuitive effect.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever going to have the same type of popularity that boxing or anything else like that.
See, No Knock Warren makes a good point, which is another point to be made. He said it's not great to watch, but I'm sure it's hell to experience. Most people don't know that it's hell to experience. They look at guys when they're holding someone down like anyone could do that. No, they can't. Not everyone can hold somebody down like that.
Yeah.
If they could, they would. Like Ben Askren was very good at holding guys down. We say girl wrestling is getting more popular at the school age.
That's true. There is an influx of girl wrestlers. I think they were contemplating making a female league in Jersey, weren't they?
Yeah, you'd have to have enough. You'd have to have enough of the girls to have enough
to justify it.
But not just in one school, in all
Everywhere.
the schools.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I vaguely remember that they were discussing that. So I guess
that's great.
I guess in a younger, I used to wrestle a girl years ago. She was very good, Carol. They have female only state championship now. Yeah, see, they did start a female. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the youths out there are getting more into wrestling, and it's going to be a sport that grows.
I think also that too has to do with evolving as a culture, not thinking that certain sports are only made for certain men or women. Like back when we were in school, like if you saw a girl wrestler, she was probably one of only a couple that you'd run into.
I remember specifically one.
Yeah.
Within my time.
And it was like, when you thought of wrestling, you're like, not a lot of girls wrestle. But now it's like, if you see a girl that's wrestling, you're like, yeah, it's a girl wrestler. A lot of girls wrestle.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case when we were in high school. Which I think is great.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's a changing mindset. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah.
So there is your what do you got?
What do you got?
We spent a lot of time on the mic.
We did.
So I think it's time to wrap it up. Any final comments, Andrew?
I do not think so, Timothy.
That was great. Let us know if you are on YouTube in the comments down below what you think should be in the Olympics. If there are any funny things in the Olympics that you don't think should be there. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We are also available on a whole bunch of streaming services such as Anchor.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, or wherever. Just start hitting all the buttons.
Just hit all the subscribe buttons.
All the buttons.
All of them.
All the buttons.
BroDownPro.com.
See you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.